Okay, so our topic for this project is to what extent has higher tuition costs for students hurt the U.S. economy in the last decade? And it is by Julia Waters, Reagan Gunn, Jared Hosh Torres, Johnny Slicer, and Ebony Jernigan.
These are some of the issues surrounding our topic. Tuition is 3 times more expensive than it was in 1970s for a private school, and 4 times more expensive than it is for a public school. High tuition has become a political issue because government spending is a big problem. Education is so important because workers with more education are more productive, which in the end makes the economy grow much faster. Many people who go to college do not graduate because they can't afford it. White-collar jobs are increasing because many people don't meet the requirements since they couldn't pay for their college tuition and get the correct education.
Our first perspective is why tuition costs shouldn't increase. It would mean more families would be able to send their children to college to get a higher education. State and federal financial aid would be able to meet the growing need. Students' debt would not be astronomical. Interest rates for students' loans would be less. Having a higher education would allow students to move out of their parents' homes, invest in housing, to buy cars, and turn in helping the economy. The chances are greater than 70% that an American will not attend college if his or her parents didn't have a college degree. Student debt harms the economy even more because this makes it harder for people to save money for a car and a home when they have to pay for the debt. 37-year-old Shan Lat, who works as a Dell software engineer in Austin, Texas, earns $68,000 a year, but still has $89,000 in total in college loans to pay.
So we included these 2 graphs. The first one is public 4-year schools in-state tuition. The second one is public 2-year schools. This is the years going up, and this is the money increasing. The first one is regular tuition, and the second one is net tuition. And you can notice how the blue one is increasing drastically, and the red one is somewhat decreasing, staying the same. And same with this one, the blue one is increasing a lot, and the red one is decreasing.
So right here we have a graph where it shows an increase in tuition rates. So the first one you can see is green, which is for private schools, and then the second is for the blue, which is public out of state, and then for the red it's public in-state. So these are from the years from 1997 to 2008 currently, and as you can see, private schools have increased the most. In-state is in the middle. Outstate is in the middle, while in-state it has a lower increase.
So with my personal experience, I'm going to SUNY Delhi High, which is in-state, as you know probably. So with me, since I'm in-state and it's the lowest tuition I can pay for at the moment, it's going to be harder for me because I cannot leave the state for about 4 years, which is how many years I stayed in school. So I cannot move out of state or anything like that.
I visited many schools over the past year, and the one school that I actually really liked was Cazenovia, and I'm not able to go there next year because of how expensive it is. So I'm just going to be going to Dutchess. Is that good?
I applied to many colleges, Hofstra, Stony Brook, Maryland, and a college in Virginia Commonwealth University. And while looking for a college, the first thing I looked for was the price and also the location, because that depends on the price too. I like Hofstra a lot because it has what I'm going for, which is journalism, but it's also expensive, so that's kind of a minus for that school, but I'm still going because there's also chances for financial aid, scholarships, and many other things. So, and also I have a job right now, so that will help out. But Stony Brook too, I like Stony Brook, but that has a higher acceptance rate, even though it's cheaper. It's in state, but it doesn't really have 100% of what I'm looking for, which is why it makes colleges, harder to look for because of those factors. Maryland is a great school too. Maryland State University, College Park, great university, but the tuition, since I'm in New York and it's in Maryland, the out-of-state tuition is pretty expensive there. Since you have, certain things like it's near Baltimore and Washington, D.C., so there's more attractions. So, of course, they're going to make you pay more for that. So that affects my, money out of my pockets too, which is what I think other students should look for. And so that's why I think, looking for colleges are stressful because it kind of, it's like your first step of actually thinking as an adult. So, yes, raising the tuition costs can, benefit many things, including the state funding and all of that, but, colleges also need to look out for the students who are struggling. Not every student is rich, so, which is why I think raising tuition costs every year and making them more expensive is sometimes unnecessary. Hi. So for the sake of perspective, we did why tuition costs should be increased. We have multiple reasons here, as you can see. So the first reason is because they can get money to replace their lost state funding, which is really good for their citizens. And the second reason is because the more money coming into the school will lead to more quality, which means that, they can get money to get better teachers, get, more resources, which is always good for the students so that they can get more experience. Then the third reason is because colleges can afford new technology, which goes along with the second one too, because technology is a resource. The more technology they can get, the more they can operate for things. So classes can go on and become more advanced for students as well. And then the last reason is because tuition deals with inflation in the state, which can lead to a better economy, more flow, more money going. So over here I have this graph which shows how many states have increased their tuition in colleges. As you can see, all of them increased. The least amount was Montana, which increased by only 4.8%, but Arizona increased their tuition by 87.8%. So that's a big increase right there.
And this is our works cited page. We went to NewYorkTimes.com, Ithaca.org, LearningEnglish.vownews.com, and the CNBC.com.
Thank you, Alta Kid and ISIS, for watching.